In this video, we're going to be taking a look at a bunch of different conveyors that you guys can make super easily in Build-A-Boat. Now, essentially what a conveyor is, for those of you guys that don't know, is a block that allows you to go forward automatically. Kind of like if you go to a grocery store and you put your groceries on that one thing, that's a conveyor, and it pulls the groceries for you. There's multiple ways in which you guys can do it inside of Build-A-Boat for treasure, and I'm going to give you guys a bunch in this video. So make sure to stay tuned. Also, be sure to like the video and subscribe. And by the way, these are super easy. Everyone watching this video can do that. There's a bunch of different types to choose from, so you can choose whatever one fits best for you for what you're using it for. Let's get right into it. So just to give you the rundown on how these conveyors are actually made and how they work. So for example, let's just place ourselves a chair here. So this could actually be technically the first one because it's an example. It's a walking conveyor. So if I have like a blue block right here, right, and I place a block on the top of my head, you guys can see that I'm walking just like this. Now, if we were to actually anchor as we're actually in move, this is how all conveyors are made. If we were to anchor as we're moving forward, you guys can see my character is still wanting to run forward, but I'm completely anchored. Now, what this is actually going to do is if I were to reset my character now, we've already made ourselves a conveyor. So essentially how conveyors work is you take a block that is moving and make it anchored or come to a complete stop. And then the game detects that, and then it still sees the forward motion at the same exact speed. So how these conveyors are made is if you're walking slow, this is going to be a slow conveyor right here, which you guys can see. It's a conveyor, but it's super slow. So essentially it traps the speed and the momentum of whatever you're using. For example, right here, I was just walking. So this is going to be a very slow one. This is the same speed as I'm walking. But as we get on to the other methods to do this later in the video, they're going to keep on getting faster and faster. So with that being said, let me show you guys how to make a faster one here. So for this one, we're going to place down a post just like this. And by the way, you can start this with any block. And also another tip is when you're actually doing these, put them on the far back of the plot, because that way you have some room for error and you have some time to stop the block and anchor it. So for example here, if I have a jet on that block and I go and I activate it with this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to unanchor it just like that. Keep in mind, anchor block is off. I'm going to highlight both the jet and also the blocks here. I'm going to activate, since the pilot seat is connected to the jet, I'm going to activate it by pressing F on my keyboard, and then as it's activated, I'm quickly going to anchor it. So this one is going to be extremely fast. But before we do that, I can show you guys how to make better speeds. So if I go ahead and clone a couple of these, I'm not going to use these just yet, but I'm going to use them here in a second. But anyway, going back to this one, I'm going to highlight it, press F, anchor, just like that, and you guys can hear, if you have your game audio on, you can hear that the jet's still activated. So what we can actually do now is delete the jet turbine, and you guys can see this is a extremely fast conveyor block. Look at my avatar. He's just using it like it's a treadmill. All right, so now if I actually were to put that over here, you guys can see it's going the same speed as the jet turbine would. But let's say you don't actually want something that fast and you don't want to have the walking conveyor just because it's not convenient. Well, good enough, we can actually change the speed on the jet turbines, and this goes for the red jet as well. So let's say we wanted to make it a lot slower. If we wanted a really slow one, we just set the speed to 5 on this jet right here. We unanchor it just like we did. We replace our pilot seat so it's connected. We're going to highlight it like this, and we're going to press F and then anchor. Now, even though it was going super slow, this is still going to work. So if we go to this block now, you guys can see it is now a super slow conveyor, but it is still a conveyor. So you can do this with all different types of speeds. Now, personally, I think that controlling it with the jet turbines is like the easiest just because you can control the speed so easily, but there's even more ways to do this. So let me clear all. You can do it with the jet turbine, which is, in my opinion, one of the best ones just because you can control it. But if you wanted to go really fast, for example, we could do thrusters. Now, you could do a lot of thrusters. If you wanted to make an extremely fast one, let's actually try to break the game here. Let's try to put like a bunch of these mega thrusters in one. For those of you guys that don't know, the thruster speeds, they stack on each other. So this is going to go extremely fast. I don't even know if I'm going to have the reflexes to anchor it fast enough, but here we go. All right. I'm going to press F and then instantly anchor. Oh gosh, I accidentally double clicked it. Oh my goodness. I am about to make the world's fastest conveyor ever. All right, let me redo this here. Hopefully next time I don't double click like I just did. All right, so I just placed literally all of the ultra thrusters that I have. There's like 100 in there, so you don't have to go this extreme, but I'm just going to show you how fast you can actually get to these conveyors to be. All right, so it's unanchored. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to press F and instantly. Okay, I trapped it. I got it. Oh my gosh, look at that. If you guys could only hear what I'm hearing right now, Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to wait for these thrusters to run out of fuel. Actually, I can just go ahead and delete them now that I think about it, but I cannot hear anything, so I'm just gonna wait. All right, so they finally just ran out, so now I can actually take this block, right, that all these thrusters are on, and let's see how fast. And oh my goodness, that is extremely fast. I thought it was honestly gonna be faster, but it's not. Okay, that's all good though, but it is still extremely fast, don't get me wrong. But there's still other ways in which you guys can do this. So number one, this one's very common. Lots of people do this method where they take a wheel, let's say. So we're gonna grab ourselves one of the wheels, which are located right here. So we'll take the normal wheel, and then what we're gonna do from here is we're gonna place ourselves the wood block on top, and then we're gonna grab ourselves a pilot seat just like that. It's gonna connect to the wheel, and you guys can see I'm turning this block at a crazy rate here. So you guys can see we can turn the wheel spin down, but that would make the conveyor slower. So if we turn that down like that, you guys can see you can control the speeds like this too. So there's that, but you can go all the way down to 2 on the wheel speed. So you can make a very slow conveyor. So this is kind of like the jets, but a little bit more controlled, where you can control the speed on it more. But we're gonna crank this thing up a lot, just that way you guys, wow, you can even go 0.5. That is a slow conveyor, but I'll show you guys that it works here. So what we're gonna do, simply anchor it just like that. Now if we drag this block just like this, you guys can see it's an extremely slow conveyor, but it works. So this one's a wheel, so we're literally going in a wheel motion right here. So it literally replicates that, but let's make this even crazier. Let's put it to the top speed that it can go. So you guys can see it's right there. Perfect. Let's go ahead, turn this thing back to 50, and oh gee, okay, let me redo that. All right. Oh man. Okay, let me put a new wheel on the ground. I think that wheel's broken now. Okay, so we're gonna place a wheel like this, and then we're gonna go like that, and then we're gonna go like this. Okay, so perfect. We're gonna highlight it, anchor everything like so. All right, so now we're just gonna delete the wheel. We don't need that anymore. All we need is the block. We're gonna scale it out, and then go like this, and like this, and like this, and like this. Oh geez. Oh my gosh, I just got flung, bro. I'm in the earth right now. But now if I actually go up to this should go crazy. Okay, this should go very crazy. All right, so if we go over here and well, bam. Oh my god. Wait, what happens if I actually, let's try to scale this out to cover the entire plot. All right, that's my maximum amount of wood that I have. Oh my, yo, I literally turned into a fidget spinner, bro. What is that? So yeah, this can go pretty crazy. You can even, it doesn't even matter like the size of it as well. Like we could turn this scale down to like 0.5 and it'll still take the speed. So you guys can see, oh my goodness, it just flings you. But let's say that you wanted to make a conveyor that goes upward. Well, it's the same exact thing. So this one's probably best of the thrusters here. So if I'm gonna take a thruster, let's just take the ultra thruster. We're gonna take that, and then we're going to take the wood block. It doesn't have to be a wood block, it can be any block. So if you want to make the conveyor go a different direction, you simply just place the block a different direction. All right, so we're gonna go like this, activate, and then anchor. There we go. Okay, so now we can delete that. So now if I actually take this block here, it's gonna be a little bit weird at first, but if I go up on it like this, you guys can see it's now a bouncy block because we have the blocks like going upward. So what we can actually do now is we have our own trampoline block. So we can now scale this out, and look at this. We're just gonna bounce. Like we literally just turned a wood block into a bouncy block. It's like a cool little trampoline right there. So that's another little cool mechanic you can do it. But guys, there's literally so many ways to make a conveyor side of the game. I'll even show you another one here. So this one, we just need to have a block in our avatar like this. Let's just attach this one, and let's take this. Let's grab ourselves some wings. We're gonna go like this, grab ourselves some wings. Same thing, we're just gonna go like this, fly, and as we're flying, anchor, delete that, and this should do the same exact thing as before, but probably not as crazy. If we go up on this block here, yeah, it's still doing it, but you guys can see the difference between slow speed and the fast speed. But yeah, we're like kind of just bouncing around. So there's a lot of uses for conveyors inside a build-a-boat for treasure, and probably the most convenient thing people use the conveyors for is gold grinding, where they set up AFK gold grinders to go through the stages, and they have a platform that basically spawn catches them and then pushes them through the stages. Now, that's a little bit more complicated to set up, but I just want to give you guys the idea of how conveyors can work and how you guys can make some insane create with them. But let's just try one last crazy thing, because I just want to test this out. All right, right here, I have myself a post. On this post, I have a wood block, and on this wood block, I'm going to put literally every thruster that I own on it, and we're going to see how fast of a conveyor we can get. All right, so I've placed all my thrusters thrusters except for the gray thrusters that I have, but I have 700 gray ones, so we're not gonna worry about those. But anyway, we got this right here. Let's first of all drag this all the way back. And oh, that was a mistake. Why did I do that? Oh no. All right, so we're all good to go now. So I'm gonna activate and then quickly anchor like this. And oh my, bro, oh my goodness, I don't even know what just happened. They just started to glitch out. There's so many thrusters activated right now. I'm just gonna let these run out of fuel, and then we're gonna see what the block does. All right, so the thrusters have stopped. I'm kind of scared to test this conveyor out here because that's like 300 thrusters right there, bro. Like that is that's kind of crazy. But let's see here. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and oh, okay, it's not as bad as I was expecting. But if you guys have like any ideas of how to make some like crazy speed conveyors, let me know down below inside the comment section. I'm honestly curious like how fast you can actually get these conveyors. Like this one's pretty fast, but I think we can go even faster. But be sure to drop a big thumbs up and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all inside the next one. Peace out and goodbye.